Hey, this is X-Ray Vision coming to you from Cuatro Cinco Studios, doing our weekly Zoom workshop that's live, that's here to help answer questions that you guys have about Hex and crypto, and now these new coins coming out, PulseX, and the new ecosystem that's really exciting. This is basically for anyone, if you want to share this with your relatives or friends or coworkers, because you don't know how to explain or describe Hex, then I can give it my best shot, and you can share this with them. We do this every week, mostly every week. There's a couple weeks I miss because of holidays or whatever. But if I'm in town, if I'm at the studios, and we'll do a live Zoom call where I'll go over this information and answer questions for you guys. If you guys haven't yet, feel free to go to X-Ray Vision on YouTube and subscribe to my channel and like the videos, and that way more people can find this content and more people can learn about cryptos and Hex. So with that out of the way, let's see here. Disclaimers. Number one disclaimer. This is not my responsibility. If you guys lose money, then that's on you. If you make money, then that's on you. So I'm not responsible for financial decisions or investments that you make. You're responsible for your own decisions. That being said, I wouldn't recommend putting any money into crypto or any investment that I would need over the next 2 years. So if you need this money for the next 2 years to pay your rent, to make your house payment, to buy food, take your kids to the dentist, to the doctor, I would not recommend investing in crypto or anything else for that matter. I would keep that money there for the necessities and for your expenses. The other thing that I would like to say is that with cryptocurrency, you are your own bank. So you're responsible to keep track of your passwords and your seed phrases. If you lose your passwords and your seed phrases, then your money could be gone forever. There's no bank to call. There's no customer service to call that's going to help you figure this stuff out. It's really on you. So write down your information, write it down by hand. Don't keep an electronic copy of it on your phone or on your laptop or on an email, because those things can get hacked into. And if people get a hold of your seed words, or if you lose your seed words, you will lose your money. So write down your information in a special place, probably more than one special place. And after that, then, like I said, you're going to want to keep it in more than one safe location. So if you lose one of your copies, then they're not gone forever. Let's see here. Another thing I'm asked all the time is, what do I get out of it? So what do I get out of it? I basically, if enough people join me in investing in Hex and cryptocurrencies, the cryptocurrencies that I own, the price will go up. So selfishly, if I can get enough people, or if enough people join us in this investment, then the investments that I own will go up. So that's my selfish part. Another reason that I do this is because I want to grow the community as big as possible. So I want as many people in this community helping it grow and adding their skills and their talents. We have so many Hexicans right now that are great at SEO optimization. There's people that are building websites. There are amazing YouTubers that are much smarter and much more intelligent than I am, and they're really great at explaining this information and sharing this information. So the more people that we get into this group, the better. The more that we can grow and have a smarter and more talented community to help everything go forward. That being said, another thing that I would like to see personally is I would like to see 1 million families become financially free thanks to Hex and Pulse and PulseX. So my goal, my mission is that 1 million families out there don't have to worry about money, and they can focus on more important things in life, like their family, their goals, and their passions. So that being said, those are my 3 selfish requests, and that's why those are 3 reasons that I do these. Let's see, is there anything else you can think of? Hmm? Oh, yeah. This is a brand new investment. There is a possibility that tomorrow the government can try to ban or outlaw all the cryptos, and that would basically put the price down to 0. And there's also a chance that there are computer bugs that can change the software and change the price and security of these. So there is a risk reward. There's a risk involved with crypto, it being a newer investment. And so that's another reason that you don't want to put money into this that you're depending on to sustain your family. Also, it's very, very volatile. So crypto can go up and down 90% in a single day. So if you don't want to watch that, or if you're not able to handle those kinds of swings in your investments, then crypto may not be for you. That being said, because of the volatility, the money that people have made over the last 10 years, and especially the last 2 years in our community, has been significant. And so that's part of what you get is in order to get those kinds of increases and massive gains, you also are going to have to stomach some very, very strong volatility in the price. So thank you very much. So here we are. So what is cryptocurrency? What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is just a spreadsheet that lives on the internet, basically. So Bitcoin came out, and there's a spreadsheet that is called a blockchain. And the spreadsheet tells you who has how much money in their accounts. And you can send that money to another person. And the spreadsheet or the blockchain is supposed to keep track of where all of that money is. And if you do something that they call mining, or if you use your computer's power to increase the security of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, then you are rewarded in the cryptocurrency. So about 11 or 12 years ago, Bitcoin came out, and you can send Bitcoin and you can mine Bitcoin, or you can get rewarded in Bitcoin for securing the network. And those are the 2 main functions of Bitcoin. The reason that Bitcoin went from thousands for a penny up to like $66,000 was its all-time high this year. The reason that it's gone up so much is speculation. People are speculating that they'll be able to keep the supply of Bitcoin limited, and that will give it more demand than supply and push the price up. So speculation is the main reason that Bitcoin has gone up so much in value. Now, this new coin that came out a couple of years ago, Hex, is very similar to Bitcoin in the way that it's a spreadsheet that lives on the internet. But instead of rewarding the people that use their computers to increase the security, it rewards the people who lock up their tokens off of the market for a certain amount of time. So it works just like a bank CD. The longer that you promise not to sell your coins and lock them up, the more interest or inflation you get paid in the form of this coin. So it's not paid in dollars, it's paid in the same coin that you're locking up. And that coin is called Hex. And like I said, about 2 years ago, Hex came out, and a lot of us that found the project and invested in it, then it came out at less than a penny, and then it dropped to a fraction of a penny in the first few months. And since then, it's gone all the way up to 50 cents this last year. And right now it sits around 22 cents last I checked. So it's been down from 50 cents down to 20, well, all the way, sorry, it went from 50 cents all the way down to about 12 cents. And now it's back up to about 22 cents. And of course, this doesn't include the interest that you would make if you were to lock up the token or stake the token and agree to not sell it for a certain amount of time. And you can lock up as much as you want or as little as you want. And you can lock it up for anywhere between 1 day and 15.2 years. And again, the longer you lock it up, the more interest that you're going to get paid. And you're not paid the interest from a human being making a decision or sending it to you every day. You're actually paid by the computer code itself. So that's what makes it trustless, which means you're not trusting a third party or a human being to do this. You're trusting the code to function. And that's very powerful in the fact that you don't have to trust a human being is very alluring to a lot of people. So that's a quick crash course on what cryptocurrency is and what hex is. And that leads me to this new network, or the Pulse network that we're waiting to come out. At this point, hex runs on a network called the Ethereum network. And the Ethereum network is what keeps track of the locked up coins and the unlocked coins and where the coins are located. So basically, the Ethereum network is basically running the Excel spreadsheet for hex right now. And a couple of years ago, when we started locking and unlocking our coins, you would pay a fee to this network to keep track of everything. And the fee back then was 1 to 10 cents. So you'd pay 1 to 10 cents to lock and unlock your coins or to send them to another person. And in the last 2 years, that fee has gone as high as $1,000 sometimes to unlock your coins or send them to another person. And so the fee has made it prohibitive to basically made it impossible to make money on the interest, because you're paying more in fees than you're making in interest. And in some cases, in the short term, you're paying more money in fees than you're making on the price appreciation of the coin. And Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, saw that this was a problem with the network and decided that we needed our own network. So basically, Richard Hart took the Ethereum network and forked it, or he and his developers are working on copying this network and creating a new network, which will again be fast and cheap to lock and unlock your coins on and to send your coins back and forth to other people. And so back in August, there was a sacrifice phase for this new coin that's going to be used on this new network. And people sacrificed billions and billions of dollars to this new network and basically made a political statement that they believe in the freedom of speech. And so they donated or sacrificed a bunch of these cryptocurrency coins to this project. And in return, they will be gifted some of these coins in the future back into their wallet, which is, a wallet is an application on your computer that holds your coins. So Matt, these coins will show up in the future into your wallet or your application on your phone or your computer for making this political statement or this sacrifice. And just recently, they came up with another application that's going to run in this network. And this application is an exchange so that you can trade one coin for another coin. And that exchange is going to have its own coin or its own token called the PulseX token or the PulseX coin. And so right now we are in the middle of another sacrifice phase where you can make a political statement and send money to an address. And you're making the political statement that you believe in the freedom of movement and the freedom to assemble, which seems to be threatened right now in our country and around the world. And as you make a sacrifice or a donation to make this political statement, you will be rewarded or gifted these coins that will be worth very, very little in the beginning back into your wallet. And those will be the PulseX coins that will show up as a result of you participating in this sacrifice and political statement. So I was going to actually go through, if I can figure it out, share my screen and show you guys what it looks like to set up a MetaMask wallet on your laptop or your computer. And then I can show you how you would donate or sacrifice money if you want to participate in this sacrifice. If you don't want to participate in this sacrifice, that's totally fine. These coins will be available in the following months when these networks are launched and when they go live. And when this exchange goes live, you'll have an opportunity, if you choose, to buy these other tokens. And currently, right now, you would also be able to buy the Hex tokens and lock them up, which is another thing I can try to go through. We'll see how this goes. I haven't done a lot of screen sharing and technical stuff on my Zooms. So
tell them that they're getting a better discount if they buy now.
Oh, this is a really good question from the in-person audience that we have here in the studio. So they said, what is the advantage of sacrificing for these coins versus waiting for them to come out on the market to buy? And the advantage to sacrificing is that you're most likely going to get a better price or a better deal on sacrificing and doing the pre-sale. Right now, if for every dollar worth of cryptocurrency or coins that you sacrifice, you're going to be rewarded 10,000 points, which are all each redeemable for a coin, plus a bonus depending on who sacrifices more and who sacrifices less. So it actually sets you up, it ranks you in the amount of money or US dollars that you've sacrificed. And the person who sacrifices the most gets the biggest bonus, and it goes down from there. So basically, the price that you're getting these coins for, in theory, would be sacrificing $1 for 10,000, or basically you're getting 100 tokens for a penny at today's price. That's what your reward would be in the future. And in the future, we don't know what the price is going to launch at or what it's going to go to. But chances are it may be difficult to get 100 of these coins for a penny in the future. So some people are thinking about it in that way, thinking, well, I can accumulate a bunch of these coins for a certain price today that may not be available tomorrow. So that's why you might want to do that. And then let's see if I can share this screen to you guys. Here we go. So here we are on my screen right here. We're gonna go first to, oh, it's up on top here. I'm gonna try and change this. All right, let's see if I can move this to the bottom. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so we're gonna open a new tab, and this is how you would set up a MetaMask wallet on your laptop or on your PC. So we're going to search for MetaMask extension. Actually, sorry, I got to wake up my I've got to wake up my keyboard here. There we go. MetaMask. I'm going to type in MetaMask Chrome extension. And the reason that we like to use the Chrome extension is because it's the most used browser, and therefore has more people looking at the bugs and helping to make sure it works smoothly than the other browsers. And so I want to go down here to metamask.io, the MetaMask download. So I'll click on that. And then, yes, I want it for Chrome. So I'll come down here and I'll hit install MetaMask for Chrome. And actually, if you go back to our very first Zoom meeting on YouTube, there is a slideshow that we went through to show how to do this. So you go here, you'll click add to Chrome, and then you'll click add extension. And now you can see it downloading in the corner of the screen. And so now it's available. It says use this extension by clicking this link. Here we go. And so now we have this extension in our Chrome browser. And the place that it stores it is up here in the puzzle piece in the upper right corner. So as you click that, you can see that this is the extension is up here inside my Chrome browser. So that's where we're going to find it in the future when we sign back in. So here's the Fox. You can actually get him to answer yes and no questions, whatever you choose, just by moving your mouse. It's a lot of fun sometimes. And we're going to click Get Started. Now, the first time you do this, you're going to say, yes, let's get set up, create a wallet. If you're restoring a wallet from your seed words, then obviously you're going to need to, type those in there. So I've got a paper and a pen with me right here. You're going to want a paper and a pen, maybe a special notebook where you keep, important information. We're going to hit create a wallet. And then it's going to ask you if you want to share information. I'm not going to share information. And then I'm going to come up with a new password. So the new password, we'll just write password 1234 for now. Obviously not a great password, but you guys will come up with obviously a better password than that, I hope. And you click that you've read and agree to the terms of use, and then you hit create. And don't worry if this is going too fast for you guys. You don't need to follow along. You can actually watch this again on YouTube, and then you can pause it and go at your own speed. But it's going to say secure your wallet. It has a little video here explaining how important the secret recovery phrase is. And that was the 12 words that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and the password. So I would write my password down that I just came up with, and then I'm actually going to come over here and let's see if I can move this again. All right, I'm going to put it right here. So I'll hit next, and then you click right here, and these are the 12 words that it has generated as my backup or secret recovery phrase. So I would write down these words on a piece of paper: toe, cube, mercy, human, genuine, join, subjective, thrive, town, interest, news, alert. And it matters if you get them. This is the order that they need to be in, starting top to bottom, left to right. So toe would be number 1, cube number 2, so forth, and then alert would be the 12th word. So I've got my lovely assistant writing these down for me right now, but you're going to want to write these down, and you're going to want to write it in different locations, and it gives you some ideas of how you can make it more secure over here. So then we'll hit next, and now it's going to have me put them in order to prove that I copied it. And like I said, a lot of people will try taking a screenshot of that. They'll take a picture with their phone. These are horrible ideas, people. Don't do that. Write them down with a pen and a piece of paper. So again, number 1 was toe. Then we got cube, mercy, human, genuine, join, subject, thrive, town, interest, news, and alert. Those were the order they gave them to. So I'll hit confirm. And now it says, congratulations. So it says, hey, you've copied those words correctly. Don't ever lose them. Now, because this is on a live Zoom meeting, and because it's going to show up on YouTube later, it doesn't do me any good to ever put real money in that account, because people will have access to this account forever. So this is just obviously for an example, but you'll say, and it says, hey, be careful of phishing attacks. Don't ever share these words with anybody. Store them in multiple places. This is your money. And the truth is, this is much more important than you think it is, because you might start out with $100 or $1,000, and that might not seem, like life or death to you now. But if you lock this up in something like Hex, it can very easily turn to millions and millions of dollars, and you don't want to lose that. So treat it today like it's worth millions of dollars, because in the future, it most likely will be. So I'll click all done, and then I got to keep moving this thing around the screen. Okay, so what's new? It talks about some of the changes that they made to it recently. And then here is my account. This is my account, my public account, my public address right here. And this is kind of like an email address. Anyone in the world can send money to this address and it'll show up in this wallet. But unless they have the passwords or the seed words, they won't be able to get to it. So just like email, anyone can send you spam or an email. But in order for you to delete the emails or respond to the emails or write a new email, you would need your password to get inside of the email account. But instead of emails, it's electronic money. So if let's say, for instance, I opened an account with Coinbase and I bought some Ethereum coins there, or I bought some US dollar coins there, I would be able to send them to this address right here, and I would have total control of the Ethereum when it gets here. You'll always want to buy a little bit of Ethereum as long as you're using the Ethereum network, because you'll be paying your fees in the Ethereum coin. So a lot of people start out going to Coinbase and creating an account because it's got pretty good customer service and it's easy for most people inside the US to use. But it usually does take a few days to verify your identity, connect your bank account, and then even when you buy Ethereum, it'll usually place a hold on it the first time you try moving it to your MetaMask account. So whenever you want to do this, you'll want to start like a week in advance or more, because there will be delays sometimes with your bank, sometimes with Coinbase or another exchange, in getting the coins into your MetaMask wallet. So now that we got the MetaMask wallet, let's say that we have some Ethereum and we want to turn it into hex, and we want to lock the hex up. If we wanted to do that, we would go to ETHHEX or ETHHEX.com. And right here, this is an exchange that we're currently using to switch one coin for another. So you go to ETHHEX.com, you click connect a wallet, you would choose MetaMask, and then MetaMask is going to say, are you sure you want to connect to this exchange? And then I say, yes, I want to connect this account that I just created. Hit next, hit connect. And now you can see that my wallet is connected to ETHHEX.com, and I could exchange some or most of my ETH for Hex. So I'd actually type in the amount of ETH. Let's say I want to put 10 Ethereum in here, which of course is not going to work because I have an insufficient balance, but I would pay some fee in ETH and I would receive Hex for it. And then this Hex would show back up in my MetaMask on another line right here. Okay. So let's say we traded it. Right now, people are paying anywhere between $60, $40 or $60 to $150 in fees, besides the ETH that they're transferring over, because like I said, the fees are fairly high right now. But this is how you get Hex into your wallet. And then once you got Hex into your wallet, you would go to another website called go.hex.com. And if you go to go.hex.com, you would do the same thing that you did on the exchange. You would connect the wallet, and MetaMask would say, do you want to connect this wallet? You say next, connect. And now I would go up to stake right here. And let's see here. It would read, see how it says I have no Hex available because I haven't bought Ethereum and swapped it into Hex. But if I did have Hex, it would read the Hex right here inside of my wallet. And I could type in that I want to lock up 1,000 Hex for a year, which is, 365 days. And if I locked up 1,000 of these coins for a year, over here it says that I would be given 0.059 T shares. A T share stands for a trillion shares. So this would be 59 billion shares. And if I owned 59 billion shares because I locked up this money for a certain amount of time, I would be paid interest every single day or I should say interest would be added to this contract or this locked amount of coins in the amount of, 59 billion shares per whatever the payout is that day. And then this would also, if I hit stake, so I'd put the amount, the days, I would click stake, and I would stake that amount, and it would charge me money in Ethereum. Like I said, every time you move money, every time you lock money, every time you unlock money or send money or trade money on an exchange, it's going to hit you up with a fee. And recently, most of these fees are $30 to $50 to lock, and about $700 to $1,000 to unlock. And this is why I recommend to think in terms of 2 years to 5 years. Because if you were to lock this up for, let's say we locked it up for a month, like 30 days, the money that you're spending locking and unlocking, let's see, 1,000 hex right now would be about $25, I believe. So if I locked up $25 for a month, it would cost me somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 or $300 in fees. So obviously it doesn't make sense to invest $25 and lose a few hundred. But if I were to lock up $25 for 2 years, or 700, 800 days, then that would give me enough time for the interest and for the price appreciation to make up for all that money in fees, where I would actually come out ahead. So like I said, I would lock up at least a few $100s on the Ethereum network, and I would lock it up for at least 2 years. Otherwise, you might go back, you might lose more than you make. And if you click stake, see, it's not going to let me even try. But if I did click, if the money were here and I did hit stake, then a MetaMask window would pop up asking me if I wanted to pay the fees. I would say, yes, I want to pay the fees. And then that stake would show up here in my active stakes. It would show up on a line right here. And it would say the day I started, the day it's going to end, how far I am in that progress. It would show me a chart of the value of it. It would give me the interest that I made yesterday and then all the interest I made. It would tell me the principal or the amount that I started with. It would have my T shares or how much interest I get paid right here. See, here's the T shares. If you noticed, I did a year and it was 0.059. And then I bumped it up to almost 2 years, and see it bumped up to 0.68. So the longer you lock it up, the more shares and the more interest you're going to make. And then it's going to give me the interest that I'm paid in the hex coin. And then it's going to tell me how many hex I have total. And then it'll tell me what the value of it is currently in US dollars. So that is a quick run through of how I would get the hex, how I would get the Ethereum, exchange it for hex here on ethex.com, and then I would connect the MetaMask to the exchange, and I would also connect the MetaMask to go.hex.com. I would go to stake. I would choose how many hex I want to lock up for how long, hit stake, pay a fee, and that is how you would set up one of these what they call hex stakes, which is basically a virtual bank CD. Now, let's say that you want to get in on the new coin, you want to get on the PulseX sacrifice. If you want to get on the PulseX sacrifice, again, you would go to an exchange like Coinbase. You would click get started, and then you'd put in your email, your password. You'd create a password. You'd connect your bank account. You would send them a picture of your driver's license. It's just like setting up an online bank account. And then you would try to buy, or you would buy the Ethereum token, most likely, send that to your MetaMask right here. So let's assume that you've done all of that and you have an actual balance of Ethereum in your wallet, right? So you take the amount of Ethereum in your wallet, or hex coin, or US dollar coins, and then you would go to PulseX info. And this tells you where you would send that money to make a political statement and sacrifice it for the pre-sale. So this is the address that we use for all of the Ethereum tokens. So as you can see, this is your Ethereum, this is your Hex, this is your USDC, which is a stable dollar coin, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum Classic, Ethereum Optimism, Ally. So if you're sending those, you can send them to here. So what you would do is you would go to pulsex.info, you'd click this copy tab right here that's green, and then it would copy this address. Then you would go back to MetaMask and you would click on whatever coin you were wanting to send. You would click send, and then you would paste and to this address. And every time that you send money anywhere, you want to double check and make sure that it's copied correctly. So you're not sending it out to the universe or to someone else. So as you can see, it starts with 0x075E72. We'll go back here and check it. 0x075E72. And then let's just skip to the end and check the last few digits are 6941, uppercase D, lowercase d, C8. And we'll go back here. And again, we have 6941, uppercase D, lowercase d, C8. So that gives me confidence that I have the right address. And then I don't have money for gas and I don't have money at all. But if I did have money in this wallet, I would simply type in the amount of money that I want here. It would also tell me the fee that it's going to charge me. And then the next button here would be dark blue. You'd click that and then you would confirm it. It would say reject or confirm, like, do you want to spend $20 sending $100 or whatever you're wanting to sacrifice to this address right here. And then it would say, you'd say yes, confirm, you would pay the money in fees and you would send the money and it would be gone from your wallet. So once you were doing that, let's actually go back. I'll hit cancel and go back. So at that point, I would see the balance be reduced from this amount right here in my wallet. So, yeah. So you go back here, this is where your money would exist. And then let's say I wanted to make sure that it showed up, right? So if I wanted, after I sent the money, sometimes it takes 5 to 10 minutes. You could go to a website that a volunteer built for us called PulseXlead.com. So let's go to PulseXlead.com. And it's telling you that, hey, this is just an estimate and all of the tokens may not show up here. You say, yeah, I understand. Right. And then so far, people have sacrificed $299 million for the PulseX token and to make a political statement that they support the freedom of movement and the freedom of assembly. And so, as you can see, they've ranked people on the site. The number one MetaMask wallet or wallet address that has sacrificed sent $29 million. The number 2 address is sent $15 million, and so on and so forth. So at the end of this period of sacrifice, which goes from now till June 10th, is really the best time to sacrifice. At the end of all this time period, it's going to go from now until the end of February, so about the next 2 months. But if you sacrifice in the next few days, you get a much better rate. For every dollar, you get 10,000 points, where later on, towards the end of February, you're going to spend almost $10 to get the same 10,000 points. So sacrificing now, or between now and January 10th, is going to give you the best bang for your buck. And in order to check your sacrifice, you'd go here to MetaMask You click on your account and copy it. And then you would go here to the PulseXlead.com site, and you would paste it here. There you go. So you paste it, you hit search. And because I haven't sacrificed anything, it says, oops, we haven't received any money from the site, which is what it's supposed to say. But let's say that I had sacrificed $100 worth of Ethereum or Hex or a stable coin. After 5 or 10 minutes, it would actually pull up my rank on here and tell me where I rank in that amount, right? So that's how you would check, and it would confirm that it did receive that money right there. Okay. Another awesome website is just PulseX.com. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. Let's see. I misspelled that. Pulse, Mr. E. And so this talks about it right here. So this tells you how much was sacrificed. These are some of the coins that people have sent the sacrifice address. And here's the countdown, like I said, until January 10th at midnight, Universal Time Zone. So we got 5 days, 22 hours, 14 minutes, and 43 seconds right now. And then this shows that rate I was talking about, where for $1 you get 10,000 points, and then every day it goes up 5%. So that, here around the end of February, you're going to be spending $10 for the same amount of points or the same amount of credit. And then you can just read up on this. It talks about the exchange that's going to be built and the coins that are going to be used on that exchange. So there we go. That's a quick tutorial. Let me see if I can stop my sharing here. And I'm going to pull up our chat. Okay, so what's the advantages of having PulseX? Well, one of the advantages of having PulseX is that I believe you will get a better deal on the exchange with the fees if you use the PulseX token. And then another thing is with the PulseX token, you'll be able to lock it up for a dividend. So they call that yield farming. But basically, you can take this token, buy it, and lock it up like we do with Hex. The difference is that with Hex, you choose a time period, and it's kind of like pouring stuff in cement. You really don't want to break that contract before that time limit's up. Where when you lock up the Pulse coin, there might be a 1 or 2 day time lock where you can lock it and unlock it. And that time lock will allow you to get access to your coins to buy them or sell them or move them. Where when you lock up your Hex in the Hex contract right now, you can't move them or have access to them. So that's the advantages of having PulseX. And another thing is that when people use the PulseX exchange, they're going to pay a fee of less than 1/3 of 1%. So they're going to pay 0.29% of their money will be in fees. And of that fee, about 22% of that coin or those fees are going to be burned or destroyed. So think about all the money that a bank made in fees. If they took a portion of that money and set it on fire and destroyed the money or removed it from circulation. So basically the supply of the PulseX token is going to decrease over time. It's going to shrink. So where Hex is inflationary, Hex inflates at 3.69% a year to pay the people and reward the people that have locked up the token and kept their promises. So Hex is inflationary at a little less than 4% a year, but the PulseX token and the Pulse token are going to be systematically burned and the supply is going to be reduced. So if supply and demand factor into that, the value of this coin could go up over time significantly. So a lot of people are speculating on the supply going down and the price going up. Will the PulseX help the value of your current hex, or will it just be a new Ethereum coin? So the PulseX coin is not going to be on the Ethereum network. It's going to be on the Pulse network, the new network that we're going to be using. And I think that indirectly it'll help the price of hex, because it'll make it more affordable for people to move their money into hex and have cheaper trading fees and cheaper movement fees. But other than that, as far as bringing more people into the ecosphere, I think that'll be the biggest way that PulseX will help the value of hex. And then I just bought Ethereum, converted to hex in less than 1 hour, says Janica. Hey, that's awesome, Janica. So if you want to add, if you can comment, Janica, what exchange did you use to buy the ETH and move it? That would be very helpful for us. And then, yeah, so people are here in chat. I feel like I've gone over a lot of information here. Hopefully I didn't share anything crazy on the screen share. I might have to go over and fuzz some stuff out or clip it out. But either way, let's open up this to questions. Who's got any questions over what I've gone over so far? And then once we cover those, we can go over any other new questions you guys have about Pulse, PulseX, cryptocurrency, things like that. And also feel free to add your questions to the chat if you don't want to jump on and unmute your microphone and talk on the microphone.
Hey, it's Janica. Sorry, I'm driving, so I can't really. But I also can't remember exactly what I used. Lynn was helping me with that. He's online. But I just downloaded my MetaMask, and that was brand new. I hadn't done anything before, and just had it all set up and bought ETH and converted it to Hex and staked it. All in about an hour.
Okay. Do you remember using an app called the Staker app?
I did not download the Staker app. I just did it from the Hex website.
Oh, okay. So you went to the Hex website and said buy Ethereum or buy Hex and went through the hex.com website?
I staked it through the hex.com website.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The go.hex.com.
Right. And then
okay.
I staked it. But I bought it, I think, just through the MetaMask wallet. So I tried to use the my credit card to purchase, but that's not allowable. But when I just used my debit card, it went through just fine. And there was no, I just had to have that's what I did. I had to have a transaction number. So I had to go into my bank account, grab the transaction number to confirm. So it was me manually doing it instead of having to wait for the banks to open in some weird little exchange. So
right. Yeah, that's good to know. I'm actually going to share my screen here again. And so here's your MetaMask, and you'll see it says buy, send, and swap on here. And I know some people have had success going through Wire and Transact.
Yep, it was Wire that I used.
Okay, yeah. And so it may depend on what bank you're using if it works, and if it doesn't, and it may depend on your jurisdiction of where you live. But I'm really glad to hear that Wire worked for you to buy some of this and get it started right there over your phone. That's really great. That's exciting.
Yeah, I was on my computer, not my phone, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
I'm sorry, say that again.
It was on my computer, not my phone.
Yeah, that might make a big difference because I think a lot of people will download MetaMask on their phone and try using it, and some things just don't want to work on your phone. So that's really good. Thank you for adding that clarification to this. Another thing I want to add, you can put MetaMask on your phone. It does work on your phone. I would recommend getting the Staker app on your phone for to look at your stakes. And I wouldn't recommend keeping your stakes and your money on your phone because your phone is more vulnerable than your laptop or your desktop.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, great. Real quick. So we can have MetaMask on our phone, but not the other stuff. Is that what you just said?
You can have MetaMask on your phone. I would not keep much money on my MetaMask on my phone, and I wouldn't keep the MetaMask account that has my long-term stakes on my phone.
Okay.
The same way that you wouldn't carry your life savings around in your wallet in your pocket.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to carry around crypto that today is worth a lot or is potentially going to be worth a lot in the future. You don't want to carry that around on your phone because, like I said, your phones are exposed to a lot more networks.